I'm going to talk about signs, horoscopes, mediums, channelers, all the messages that we're getting right now, what it means to you. This is a critical moment. This is going to be so much easier than you thought, but you're going to have to buckle down, put on your seatbelt. Good things are coming, I promise. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. We're on a ride. Buckle up. We're going to go on some very interesting dips and highs. Now, let's talk about, we had a comet that went past our planet recently, the green comet. We have all kinds of things in alignment happening starting in March. We have all kinds of amazing, really unique situations happening with our energetic fields out there, whether it's astrology or otherwise. What does it all mean? Are you getting signs? So many people are. What does all of it mean to you? It's all off the friggin' charts amazing and powerful. So here's what I want you to know, and this is going to be critical from this moment forward. You're going to have to make a decision here on which path you're going to take. And it's all good, you can't make a mistake, but I think you're ready to take that higher path of awakening, enlightenment. What does that even mean? We are on a very special mission right now, all of us, to transcend, to turn this dense planet into something miraculous. And that means great awakening, and even that doesn't describe what we're really going through. You see, we don't know our power, we don't believe it. And we believe that we are individuals in a material world. Therefore, we're always seeking something outside of ourselves. No mantra, no psychic, no astrological reading can change the decision that you make about your life. These things will assist you, guide you, help you, sometimes throw a wrench in the spokes just to give you a little challenge because maybe you need to learn something else, and that's all it is. It's all good because we came here to evolve and learn. We came here to go from unconsciousness into consciousness. When you stop seeking outside of yourself, you will come to the realization that everything you need and are is right here. Again, this is what I teach with my advanced manifesting. No vision boards, no mantras, no lighting candles or walking around the block 3 times like Tesla did. Yes, we can use that energy, but that is not what produces the change and brings into your reality the things that you desire. You see, right now, we're at a turning point, and you hold the power and the realization, if you choose it, that nothing else is needed. It's right here. No more seeking outside of you. You never lost the jewels in your pocket. You just never reached in there to find out you've been carrying them around the whole time. And so I've talked about the beautiful mansions. My father has many mansions. That's just the different illusions that we get to play out. You get to go to which one you want and whichever room you want to go in and up on the penthouse. But there's a process, there's a journey to get there. And we want to skip that. We just want to go from here to here. Well, you won't be welcome up there if you don't learn what it takes to get to that penthouse. And then when you do, you will be in alignment with the frequencies. So what does this all mean? It means that the journey is the process of evolving spiritually, and that without all the things that we've gone through, we don't get it. Why? Because you don't go from ground zero to wherever in a moment. That wouldn't be a lot of fun, and it really wouldn't serve any purpose. What would be the reason to come here if we didn't get the journey? It's the Wizard of Oz. It was that whole journey. And as the good witch said, when asked, why didn't you tell me I held the power, to go home the whole time, she said, you wouldn't have believed me. You want to know the key to the universe, or at least this Matrix adventure? Watch The Wizard of Oz, and it really is that simple. the relationships that were built, and understanding how magnificent and powerful we always were, even up against our most evil or challenging opponent. And when we realize that there isn't evil, that everything is just one thing, and that you have access to it, you tap into the power that is mind-blowing, and that you can perform miracles right here, right now. And that's how it's done. Because when you go into that space, you have no more barriers and obstacles. You don't think that there's something within you that needs to be cleansed or cleared out or worked through or analyzed anymore. You realize you're just absolutely perfect, and everything else is the illusion that you aren't. And so when you drop the illusion, there's nothing else left. You realize it was all the game. And that's what we are meant to do here, if we choose. There's going to be a very big majority, a vast majority of people who aren't ready to go into that space. They're not ready to embrace their power. They're not ready to accept that they are not this flesh and blood thing walking around, and they are just on a different journey than an adventure than you are. And this is where our power comes into play, because we are part of their energy field. Also, therefore, whatever you do and think and feel about them affects them. So, you hold that power. You don't have to physically go in and try and fix or change anything. There's nothing to fix. Everything's perfect, including that person that you think is evil. There's nothing separate. So, evil is just another illusion of the one, and you have the power to change anything in your reality. So no matter what we go into right now, and we're going to go into some very, very challenging times, it's going to be magnificent for you if you choose it and you know you're that power, and that it's all playing out the change that is necessary for us to go into that new world, that new space. Now, there are people that'll say that's not happening because they're choosing that reality, and they have that belief that things are different. And therefore it will be so, because quantum physics, it's subtle. It's a thought. It's a directive. It's no thought and focus. It's all these things. And it is just one little attention to that that creates or facilitates it. This is why I tell you guys to shut down negative media. And if you're not learning something positive or empowering yourself, why would you watch it? Programming, we are conditioned as human beings, but that's the dense part of you. When you move past that, you no longer want to participate in a dense world. Are you ready to go into and beyond what anybody can tell you? Because there's no medium who can, or I should say psychic, can tell you your life, because you have full control over it. So yes, they might be able to tell you where you are on your frequency at that moment. They're only telling you what you've chosen, and that what you've set yourself up for the future. And maybe most of them aren't even accurate. So wouldn't you rather rely on the actual one source that's everything? You see, there's nobody out there that has the answers. There's no channeler that's going to tell you something, because they're all telling you some different versions, because they're still human beings. A lot of it's very good, but they're all going to tell you, if they really tune into what is true in the universe, and that is everything is right, and everything's available, and everything's a choice. So it's all malleable, it's all changeable. So no one thing they say is going to be in stone, because all of it can be changed in an instant. And so no future that you are told exists has to be true. And it could be true for you if you believe it. It won't be true for somebody else who doesn't. They will see a completely different world and experience a completely different outcome. Their lives from this moment forward, and this could be you, could be abundant and free and peaceful. You could get rid of everything you've ever owned and realize, what were we hanging on to? And when you hear about the wealthy running away and trying to escape, and the split between the money and the wealth and the poverty, it's irrelevant. It's not the meaning of who and what we are. And so if you have your needs met, if the things that you desire are there, and it's not focused on the material world making you happy, anything outside of yourself, You will have abundance beyond your dreams. And when you go into the space of awakening, it no longer holds importance. And then you realize being able to watch a sunset, having health, having loved ones and friends around you, having the opportunity to help others, to find solutions instead of focusing on the negativity or the conspiracy theories or whatever else is going on out there that is, again, a focus of somebody else's. It doesn't have to be yours. Are you ready to place your attention on the things that you can change within your own life, and that is your own thoughts and choices and actions? You will be the facilitator, the change maker that shifts the entire planet. You are that grain of sand. That's how important you are, because when one shifts, they all shift. And so you may think you're insignificant. It's impossible, because the one is just one thing, and you are it, expressing itself in every possible form, in every possible frequency, adventure, both good and bad. And that's all it is. Right now, you could go into the most amazing time period on this planet and in your own adventure, your own journey as an energy field in endless expressions, in endless illusions and matrices. That's all it is. And you will continue to carry this energy field with you. And remember, once you place your decision or choices out there, it's eternal. It doesn't get away. You can't wipe away anything. You just transform it. All right? So you no longer see what you've done in your past as evil or a problem, something that you need to analyze. You realize it was part of your learning and evolution. And when you see it that way, you can go into a space of peace and realize, I am now choosing this. And forgive yourself for anything you've done and others. And as I say, when you're in a super awakened state, there's nothing to forgive. How can you forgive the one? The one doesn't make mistakes. It's all part of the plan. It's all programmed. It's all choices that have been here purposefully, not chaotic, nor a victim. Anything that happens to you is absolutely an opportunity for great awakening, for great consciousness. And so anything you look for outside of yourself to feel better, you could do right now. You can go into that space. Everything you possess is right here. There's no thing out there that can do that. It's you. And if you think it is, it's only because you believe that that is doing it, but actually you're doing it. So you don't need the thing, the mantras, the vision boards, the candle lighting. You don't need any of that. You aren't a physical being. You can tap into that power, all the answers that any channeler, any medium, any psychic has, anything an astrologist will tell you, you can tap into all of it. Because when you go into that space, I call it the knowing, doesn't require answers. Because as a human being, you can't possibly understand any of it. So you don't need it anymore. Only the ego needs answers. It has to know things and control or define things. It has to be happy or go into these spaces, and it doesn't understand the value of when we go into challenges and saying, if I can master this, that's when I go into that. The ego wants to escape this, to go into that, but it can't. It will never go into that until it masters this. So if you find yourself in a challenge, it's no longer a challenge when you realize it's an opportunity to master it, to move and break through fear, break through it, not eliminate it. It's part of the journey. It's part of the illusion that allows us to experience that. When you break through, you go into a state of total understanding, and you focus straight on the choices that you can make in that moment that are on the highest level, and you release everything else, and you go into peace. This is the turning point right now. These are the answers that you can get right now. This is the shift and the split that's happening, and those who aren't on board with it will continue to see the world going to hell in a handbasket, and they'll keep turning on those negative and programming YouTube videos and media and everything else that causes conflict and fear, that names or blames another, that causes separation and pain. So I say to you, I send you blessings. I hope you find your peace, if that is what you choose on this trip, on this particular journey on planet Earth. If not, you'll find your way back. It's impossible for anyone to get left behind, because you never really left it. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.